country. SUNO has a department dedicated to African American Studies. We want to welcome Dr. Clyde Robertson with the Center for African American Studies at Southern University of New Orleans, joining us with some perspective and some key points. Good to see you.
Good morning.
All
nice being here.
Absolutely. No, let's talk about this because it is such an important month. And, I remember all the way back, when I was a kid, this was such an important month, where we learned so much about what African Americans have done for our culture, especially here in Southeast Louisiana. But I'm learning even more today that the month has expanded worldwide even.
Yes. It began in 1926, so this is the 100th year celebration of African American History Month. But they are precursors to African American History Month. In the 19th century, African Americans celebrated two birthdays, Frederick Douglass's and Abraham Lincoln's. They both fall in the month of February. In 1897, a master educator in Washington, D.C. named Mary Church Terrell created a day-long celebration celebrating the impact that Frederick Douglass had on not just the city of Washington, D.C., but the country and world. But it was in 1915 when Dr. Carter G. Woodson, the father of African American History Month, participated in something called the Abraham Lincoln Jubilee. That Jubilee was a summer-long celebration of the Emancipation, 50th year of the Emancipation Proclamation. Now, during that particular period, there were theatrical experiences, there were oratorical contests, choral recitations, and Carter G. Woodson determined at that point that this should be something that was annual. 1926, he made it happen. Negro History Month, or week actually, was born. Something very important happened decades later. In 1970, students at Kent State University endeavored to expand Negro History Week into African American History Month. And that particular celebration went global. 1976, President Gerald Ford, actually acknowledged African American History Month and made it palatable for the country to celebrate as well.
Which was just so incredibly important. And when we think about the importance of it here in New Orleans, there is so much that needs to be recognized. So just doing it during a month sometimes doesn't seem like enough, but it is such an important recognition here during the month of February.
The Smithsonian Institute identified New Orleans several decades ago as the most African city in the United States. And so here, more than other places, we celebrate the contributions of African people to this city, this state, this region, this country, and world. Keep in mind, it's now a global phenomenon.
Absolutely. All right, so before we let you go, if folks want to learn more, celebrate more, what would you recommend for them?
I would recommend that they communicate with me at 504-286-5384, or they could email me at crobertson@suno.edu. There are celebrations still occurring in the city of New Orleans. And also remember now that African American History Month is not just a celebration that will be confined to one month, but all year long.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We could go on and on with this for hours, I'm sure, but I'm so glad that we had the opportunity to speak about it today.
I appreciate you having me.
That recognition. Absolutely.